am back with day 5. Today is a 2-page layout and it is mostly of me decorating the house and then a couple other miscellaneous pictures of my dog and my daughter. I am playing with these foam stamps. I picked two different color green inks out. One is a darker and one is a lighter shade. Just trying to figure out what I think is going to look best on this page. So I'm going to stamp both of them out here. They're both Stampin' Up! Inks. And I ultimately end up choosing this lighter color. I think that just looks better. So those are just my sample pieces. I am going to restamp that a bit better on another piece of paper and then cut it out, and then that will be my day 5 number. These, I believe, are really old Heidi Swapp foam stamps. I've had these they're probably one of the oldest things I have in my stash. I've had them for a really long time and they're really good. They are foam, so they don't stamp super clear as far as like a solid stamp, but I really like the texture that the foam stamps give. So you can see that I have trimmed that out and put that on the top right 3x4 card there. Now I am looking for what to do on the rest of this layout, and I am pulling these embossed words that I have here. This is actually a really old Stampin' Up! Background stamp that has all of these words on one stamp, and what I did was I stamped them, embossed them, and then trimmed them all out so that I could use them as individual embellishments. So I'm going to use the cheer on my daughter's picture. She has really gotten into putting makeup on and wigs and just kind of making herself up and doing some different things. So I thought that was a cute picture of her, just all made up when she was playing with some of her items. The little wood veneer reindeer I thought looked nice. It brought some of the dark colors from the other pictures onto that card there. The card on the bottom left is actually from Inky Quill. I was on her Patreon quite some time ago, and I was subscribed to one of the levels that gets you some of the printables, and this is one of the printables that she had in one of her sets. It's probably from like 2016, 2017. I can't quite remember. It's quite old. It was pretty much right when she first started her Patreon, and I'm not one of her members anymore, but she has some great stuff. It just, I wasn't using it enough, and that's the only reason I quit the Patreon. But if you really like Inky Quill stuff, or you like printables and things like that, I highly recommend you checking out her Patreon page. So I really thought that card was going to be cute, and I found that little vintage little mouse holding the cheese, which I just thought was adorable. I don't know why, but it reminded me of the picture of my daughter. I thought it just was really adorable. Maybe it was the orange cheese that matched the orange hair. I don't know. But I really thought that was cute. So I also pulled that vintage stamp. I think it's an Easter seal stamp that has the blue jay on it. And then what I decided to do is do some hidden journaling because I didn't really have a place to put it, and I wanted to say more than what was going to fit on the back of that little mouse. So what I'm going to do here in just a minute is make a little booklet where I'm going to fold it in half and then hide my journaling, and I'm going to use that as a base to put the mouse on. So you'll see that here in just a couple minutes after I get all the things adhered to this 3x4 card. Again, just using my Scotch Quick Dry. This is in a fine liner bottle. Just dotting that all over, and then I will add the little deer here. And then here is where I'm going to just measure everything out. And like I said, it's just going to mount on here, and I will end up stitching around both the mouse and that paper in the bottom left, just to give it some extra added texture. And then I also sew on where that number 5 card is too. So here is all the sewing. I did the zigzag stitch on the card and then a straight stitch on the mouse, and then I did another part of the zigzag on that 5. Again, just to bring your eye across the page with the different textures. So I have it in basically 3 different places. So there I actually printed my journaling on my computer because I had too much to say and it wasn't going to fit using my vintage typewriter. And I just folded that in half, and then what's going to happen is that's going to actually stick on the outside of the page protector. I started doing it here like this, but then I realized, okay, I don't really want to cut the page protector, so I'm just going to stick this whole little flippy book to the outside of the page protector instead. So now I'm just going to pull that over here and just put everything in the pockets and then make sure everything lines up, and then I will adhere that to the outside of the pocket here. And that adhesive I have is from scrapbook.com, I think. I actually got it at a crop, and it is super sticky. It actually is not my favorite adhesive. I don't really like it, but the one thing I do like about it is sticky, and it will stick things pretty well to the outside of the page protectors and other things like that. So if you don't want your stuff moving around, that's a good adhesive to use. But I prefer the dot adhesive. It's kind of like it's not like I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's not, it's kind of like a strip of adhesive in a way. I just don't like it. I like the dot adhesive better. I don't like having a lot of the adhesive hang over the edges. And I think when you have skinnier pieces, the dot adhesive is nice because then even though the roller might be wider than the area you're gluing, it doesn't, you know, create strings and things you have to try to fold over. But anyway, on to the rest of the layout. Here I have another piece of that scrap doily that I used on the other day. This is a piece of fabric and a button from my December daily last year that I made. And then I'm just gluing all that together. I like the texture and I like the black button. I thought that would look cute because my dog is black there. And then I just gluing down this wood veneer that says Deck the Halls. I am adding a little glue on the back. This is a snowflake that I embossed with some some red glitter embossing powder. And then I thought it was getting lost, so I ended up taking that circle and just punching it out of white cardstock. Now the glitter is coming off of this a bit, so I'm just taking my red Sharpie to kind of cover that up so you don't notice so much. And that is pretty much it. That is day number 5, all done. Thank you guys so much. Hope you had a good time watching the video. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Talk to you guys again very soon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.